This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty and MJ is brought to you by Burger King, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
Before we get in the groove, Sister Brown look out the window and spot crab on the move. She ball on church, shout, crab.
Yeah. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good afternoon. Yes, this is your boy Pearly in the house, filling in for Naughty today and MJ here on Guardian Radio with a Talking Heads Friday on 96.9 FM. Yeah, I get a phone call to get in the bullpen, start getting warm up. You might have to close out. He's not feeling too good today, so happy to be here. Get better, quick, Naughty. But happy to be here in your place, and I'll try to do as well a job as you do, my brother. So, if we can do a good job, there's got to be a team effort today. We're playing team ball today, and you got to become Talking Heads.
Here's how you can become a Talking Head, brought to you by BTC.
And so you got stuff. You have to pick up your phone and dial 323-6232, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4316, or 325-4259, 325-4259, or you can call me toll free 242-300-5720. That's 242-300-5720. And if you just want to text, fine, I'll read it. Text me. It's powered by BTC 422-4796, 422-4796. So, how you been? Yesterday was hot. Today not as bad as yesterday. Get a little breeze coming through. Feeling kind of good, you know. It's the weekend. All right, after just a short week we've had, and we can have another short week this week because we get right into Labor Day next Friday. Interesting, or Sir Randall Fox Day we call it. I grew up calling it Labor Day, so I got to remember Sir Randall Fox Day. But it'll be another good time to have a holiday, and just But we have a lot of holidays now. So we got one in May, one in June, one in July, one in August, one in October, and then get right to Christmas. So I think we probably the country that have the most holidays. I don't know. I wonder. That'll be just something interesting to see. But let's find out what's going on in the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
In The Guardian this morning, Halkidas facing calls to resign. Minister-headed company linked to ex-drug convict. Halkidas defends $700 million transfer to National Investment Fund. Cuban ambassador urged solidarity with Cuba against U.S. aggression. And Butterfield to acquire CIBC Caribbean in a $1.8 billion with a B deal. That's going to make them the largest bank and I think trust in the whole region. That's interesting. And the business section, key, there's nothing to hide on PPP arrangements. You're able to accelerate your infrastructure without having the money. There's nothing wrong with that. Butterfield to acquire CIBC Caribbean in $1.8 million deal. Pension executive, public sector contributory pension scheme must have supporting legislation. And science, 38% of construction industry operates in black market. Oh boy. That goes back to what we said yesterday. I don't know, but I don't know. Let me. So that's a form of corruption? Is that? I wanted to look at the headlines. Since this is Week in Review that Naughty and MJ do, I just wanted to take a quick look at the headlines. Tuesday, in The Guardian all week. The first headline for the week is economy grows by 3.8%, largest Bahamian economy has ever been. So that's what the paper said on Tuesday, because Monday was a holiday. So let's be interested to see what was in the papers on Wednesday. But that was the cabinet. The cabinet had its first meeting on Tuesday as well. That's big now. I ain't calling. I let Naughty them deal with that, but that was big. Wednesday, it says government announces short-term travel ban. Temporary ban will affect travelers from the Dominican Republic of Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan. When I first saw this, I thought they was talking about Prime Minister can be traveling like he was in the last term. Gardner transferred to New York, and Gaming Board fails to release promised statement on Bastian and Miller Bryce. I think they did that today. That was Wednesday. All right, so you see then on Thursday, am I there yet? And then we see what and we already said what we saw and we already read this morning's. Thursday say government projects $223 million surplus, largest to achieve 70 million surplus, expects to achieve 70 million surplus in current year. So, but the opposition saying the reason we can see surplus because we ain't pay our bills. So how do we determine what a surplus is from what a surplus is not? We know what a surplus is. You get money left over after you pay all your bills. That's the way I learned it. Texas says, great show as usual. Probably hope my boy Naughty ain't gone on no cruise ship and end up. No. Naughty right here. Great show as usual. Cuba doing real bad. If it gets any worse, a large amount of Cubans might come to the Bahamas. They are, because I think with the Americans doing what they did in Venezuela, to cut off a supply of oil to Cuba. So they're from what I'm hearing, they're not doing very well. The Americans put out an indictment for Raul Castro on something that happened when he was Minister of Defense, shooting, blowing up a flotilla, I think it was, killing some people. And then he says, he says, come voluntarily or come or it could be another way, which could be like what they did in Venezuela. My concern with something like that, this next door to us, what role that we will be asked to play if that was to happen? I put parentheses around ask and saying, what role we play if we're told we need your help? We need to park some ships here or bring some troops to be here. What kind of relationship that puts us with our neighbors? Now, they say that the Cuban ambassador is asking for solidarity with Cuba against aggression. As concerns amount over the possibility of U.S. invasion of Cuba, the Cuban ambassador to the Bahamas, Juan Carlos Marcos Sanchez, called on regional powers to stand in solidarity with the Caribbean nation against threat of military aggression. What you mean by that? Should we send troops to Cuba? Just asking. Benny says solidarity, is it for us? And I mean, a nation like us, we can't do something like that. I think he's probably asking for us to make a statement to the U.S. and saying, hey, this is our neighbors, leave them alone. Or should we just mind our own business? What is it that you think we should be doing? This is interesting. And I don't think we're paying as close attention to this as we should be. And I don't think we're paying a close attention to what we're hearing is happening with the Americans and the Cubans. Texas says, good day, Pearlie. I don't care how you put it. Given the position given to Sabas and Miss Bryce, she would never get that position in cabinet if Sabas didn't win, and that's the case. Why she wasn't given it 4 years ago, not because Sabas has been elected, that could leave Miss Bryce out. Gaming Board is garbage, and they know they favor Sabas. But I didn't even get to that yet, but I guess, okay, I didn't quite get to that. But anyway, let's read this next text. I find it remarkable that Halkitis spoke of working. I find it remarkable that Halkitis spoke of working in finance in 2017. That would be like the PM telling someone he worked in finance in 2021. I note again in 2021, Adrian Frost struck a plea deal with the U.S. prosecutor to get a reduction in the. Keep texting me this. Great show as usual. Number one, I ain't fighting in no war. I ain't start. Number two, don't mess and drop nothing that could go boom around my. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good, my brother.
Yeah, I think if the U.S. was to ask the Bahamas for some assistance, whether they use a certain islands as a base to do whatever they need to do, to take over Cuba, if that's what they're going to continue to pursue.
Which we hope not.
I think the Bahamas will have to respond in kind. We cannot reject that response because
Why?
keep in mind, one, the Bahamas is just too vulnerable. And the only next nation to us who will run to our aid, and history will show that, was the United States of America. When Cuba bombed our defense force boats, it took the United States to respond to chase them off.
Well, the British did come, but I mean, they were further away, so.
But what I'm saying now, we have to look at this objectively, knowing that even with the Hurricane Dorian, without United States presence in their first response to the island of Abaco, I believe the outcome would have been worse. So while we embrace Cuba and we sympathize with what's going on, we are in a position where we're going to have to side with the United States.
I hear you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for your call. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Okay. I back to David from the previous call.
Okay.
Might is not right. And while we are somewhat aligned to America, and they have helped us, America has a government right now that is bullying everyone all around the world.
A matter of opinion. I understand.
Yeah, and so in regards, I'm happy that we have in this regard, the current administration who have always sided, like myself and many others, in the recommendation for the lifting of an embargo for over 60 years or that many years, a long time ago, and stifling the country that has been very much resilient with all that contention. There are persons right here in the Bahamas, Bahamians, who go there and become medical experts, etc. Cuba has a very good standing in education, in sports, medicine, and they even survive a lot of hurricanes as poor as they are.
Uh-huh.
Now, America has Trinidad and Tobago current government in its back pocket.
Allegedly.
And they also have Venezuela by what they call highway robbery. And so we should not be afraid of America as big as she is. David slay Goliath. We will not in America, but we will be standing as non-aligned and as respectable sovereign nation that not whatever you say we will do, because America will not last forever anyhow. Even the current administration will not last forever. So a more sympathetic government will come back, and Cuban people need to live and eat just like everyone else in the world.
You do know that there is a number of Cubans who think different, who in their recollection and their testimony were oppressed.
I dare say a minority.
It may be a minority now because a lot of them have their rights to complain about what's going on.
Yeah, so, okay. They can complain. They tried before, They tried with the Bay of Pigs. They tried before.
Well,
you see, when the shoe is on the other feet, right? If America was to try to do the same thing that they did to Cuba, to the Bahamas, then we will understand differently.
Yeah, but you know the goodness that you have right now over all Cubans? That you could be on this radio station saying, but you're saying to me right now, but you can't do that in Havana.
That is so, and I want to put a question to you.
Okay.
With all with the other things that are happening, if your party or your government was in power in the Bahamas, would you call for the same measure of accountability as we should expect for all governments in the Bahamas? You see,
I wouldn't sit here in this chair if I wasn't going to be like that.
Okay.
Well, I tell you one thing. I'll say this about me. The house I live in, the bank owned. Only thing I own is my name, and I cherish that.
I got you.
Okay?
All right.
All right, my brother. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Burley, all is well?
Hey, my brother. What's happening?
I usually agree with that previous caller on certain issues, but I I'll agree with him on this one.
Okay.
Because a personal reason, my uncle is on that Flamingo.
Mm-hmm.
He survived when the Cubans got my boat. You see what I said?
Yeah, I remember it very clearly.
Exactly. So I have a close relation to that situation. Same situation you say with their government and everything like that.
Uh-huh.
I understand their government ain't a free government. Their people ain't free over there. You understand what I'm saying? So they just do whatever the government tell them to do. And they don't have no choice. So therefore, whatever America try and do with them, America, like another call before him said, always helping us, especially with the hurricane and thing and all of that type of stuff. We know the situation in America with the present government right now. The government has changed. You understand? Their constitution, you only have two years where he could be the president. So he ain't got no more option to be the president of the country anymore. So when another person take over and go back same to the status quo how it used to be.
Okay.
So I can't agree with the sentiment in regards to Cuba.
No. Okay. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Okay, my brother. Read this text. Alcides just threw someone in the former Christie administration under the bus. Who in that cabinet was responsible for giving top-notch builders the contract for the government building in Grand Bahama, since Alcides said it wasn't him? Was it the former Minister of Works? Boy, that's interesting. I mean, why are we clamoring for the Freedom of Information Act, but yet on public known information, everybody tell you to shh, don't talk about Adrian Fox. It's you having. Actually, you can go ask me and you fight today, you know. And I know I can win. Good afternoon, Pearlie. The gentleman who said he should help Cuba is not worrying about what America did to them. Good afternoon, Pearlie. Good show. I tired of Bahamians talking about we are a sovereign nation and we must stand up to the United States and we can't keep the lights on in our own country. If the U.S. wanted, they could do the same thing to us, SMT. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Really?
Hey, brother.
Man, it's so good to hear you, man. I don't get you often because you don't be around often. You seem to be the one that disappear and reappear. You almost like neutral.
Well, I can try. I can try not to disappear in no time soon.
All right. Yeah, but you know now you got to face it. Now you either come voluntarily or come in for you.
No problem.
Right?
I got you.
I don't know if I would hate it, but I would probably like for America to ask our Prime Minister, come voluntarily, or we will come and check you out. If they got something on them. But I don't think, seeing that the Bahamas has been enjoying, 50 years now of diplomatic relations with Cuba, and you know, respectfully, we cooperate with Cuba, and I caution are getting involved with anything that's going to be infringing on what's going on with Cuba and another country, particularly the United States. You know,
yeah.
I mean, we could help at the level that we could assist, and I'm sure if America were to invade Cuba, I don't think that would be something that might be disliked by many Cubans, you know.
I know of a few. I know of some that wants to see Cuba back to the pre-62 revolution.
Yeah, those were the days. My mom told me about those days. Those were the days. But
Fellas used to roll on, roll off, ship straight from Key West and Cuba and roll there, find rides off and drive up and down Havana for the weekend.
But also you've been there.
I've been to Cuba several times.
Yeah.
And not back in the 50s. I wasn't born yet, but
I know.
I've been to Cuba several times. It's a beautiful country.
Man, I'm told in Cuba you don't have to lock your doors. I don't know how true that is.
I wouldn't say their crime rate is very low.
Yeah.
And they have like on a lot of street corners they have the I call the portable police stations. They have the people respect or fear, whatever one you want to put, the police. But it's you can see it's a poor nation in terms of what they have now. They're rich in culture.
Yes.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and the fact that it's old and you see the old cars, it's still a beautiful country.
Well,
it's a beautiful people.
Let me tell you what I have been researching, finding out that at that very end of Cuba, which is that eastern end of Cuba, you have quite a lot of cobalt, that mineral that you definitely need for cell phones and computers. And knowing some governments, they are looking to take your resources if you have a whole lot of it. And I don't know, I don't think the Democrats weren't all that concerned about it, but now that we got this individual who gung-ho on controlling all of the resources, look at him. You can tell somebody that, look, I can take. Why don't you let Canada be another one of our states? But that's a bold thing to say, eh? Huh? that simply tells you the level that, and I personally believe it's all about distraction and gain.
Probably so.
Because if I could distract the attention that's coming on me with the Epstein files and all the other things that making me mad, I could just keep rolling on. Yeah. And I firmly believe that this president is going to try to rig the Constitution or actually make amendments to it to the point where he could make it to a third
can't rig, so I won't let you say that. But I won't let you say he will rig because he can't do that. But him looking for a loophole or some way that he could go another term, I wouldn't. It can be expected, maybe.
But that ain't rigging.
No, you can't rig it. There's one thing I can tell you about the United States of America and its citizens. They value their Constitution. They value their Constitution. So when it comes to messing with their Constitution, that don't work like that. So you can't rig the Constitution. You can't do nothing like that because it's so protected. But it's. I'm saying you could find a loophole in it. You could find something that says, hey, this allows this if you're that good. So, but in terms of saying rig, no.
If I appoint the Supreme Court justices,
that ain't rigging. You still got to. He's lost some cases that for people he appointed, and just recently last week. So I believe that a lot of judges, while appreciate getting it, their integrity is more important to them, and I'm seeing that.
Let's hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's hope you don't have too much refugees coming from Cuba here, because I know some Bahamian boys who would love that very much, but they're not looking at the economic side of that.
You know what? They may be.
They may be.
Goodbye.
Take care, Pearlie.
Have a good weekend now. I'll just read a couple of texts here before we go to the break. Good afternoon, Pearlie. The gentleman who said he should help Cuba because U.S. always bullying others. The gentleman is from Guyana and has somewhere to go out here, but this is where I was born and it is my only shore haven I have. For real. Good afternoon, Pearlie. What troops we got sent to Cuba? Our defense force ain't built for no war. Why you lead them? We have some fine defense force officers in this country that is prepared to defend our country and defend our country as the oath they've taken. So I have all the faith in our defense force. Let's take a quick break, Mr. Producer. You're listening to Talking Heads on a Friday afternoon as we wrap up the week on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is your boy Pearlie filling in for Naughty and MJ today. We can take a quick break. We'll be right back.
If you're not feeling me, put your hand in the air. I say yeah, jamming, having a party with jamming, great this big party with jamming. I say we jamming,
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for The Buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
And we're back on Talking Heads Friday, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is your brother Pearly in the house, filling in for Naughty. Hope Naughty feels a lot better soon. MJ, we miss you too. Startboy may be checking me at 5 o'clock. Hopefully we'll see. But if we look at the front page of the Guardian, I see the opposition sent a statement in regards to Minister of Finance, Michael Alcides. And at the end of the statement said Alcides must go. And then in the headlines of the Guardian, Alcides faces calls to resign. And I know they talked about it a little bit earlier today. Is that something that should happen? Do we feel that the Minister of Finance should step down based on what information is coming out or about his involvement with Top Notch Construction, which is owned by Brother Gardner, who's in, now I understand, in southern New York. We had some strong words to say about someone else early in the elections whose company was involved in something. So I just want to know where your head is with this one. Just let me know. Text says, good afternoon. So we are going to send our 1,500 defense. Why we still hopping on this? I don't think we'll be doing that. Pearly, could IRCA summon people if they said allegedly about someone? I saw they put IRCA on a talk show in Freeport. IRCA is owned by IRCA is the regulator for broadcasting communications in the country, and they operate independent of the government. So yes, IRCA can call you on the air. How can I help?
Yes, Early, how you doing?
Hi, Radio. Hey, what's up, C?
And much. A few comments and corrections before we close for the weekend.
Okay.
Okay, on the gaming board.
Come up a little bit. You sound a little low on me today.
Yeah, hold on a second. On the gaming board, right? Where they give the note, the statement. I want to know, why were we waiting on the gaming board? The gaming board has no ability to give a legal opinion.
Were we waiting on the gaming board, or that's just what the media was looking for?
That's it, but I'm saying, but the point is that the only person who can give a legal opinion for the gaming board is the Attorney General.
Okay.
Isn't the Attorney General the same person that advises Cabinet?
Yeah.
So then this explanation we was waiting for these two appointments could only come from the Cabinet, and the only person who should have given an explanation for that is the person who has the power to appoint and disappoint.
So you think the gaming board can come and say something against their boss?
No, I don't care. They had nothing to say.
No, I hear your point. But
Yeah, right.
So I wasn't waiting on the gaming board to have anything to say. I want to see what the court's got to say.
You know, that's what I'm saying to you. The key is that the explanation should come from the Prime Minister as to the interpretation of the law as it exists and evidence to support the position that the office takes. We're beginning
That's transparency,
again.
yes.
Yeah, I don't want us to begin again in the last 5 years where we have no access to information, no explanation, delay, deny, deflect. I don't want another 5 years of that. I want a straight-on answer. You could say, this is it, we've read it, here is our paper for the publisher. It's the same capacity that I'm waiting for the Gazette to explain each of the cabinet position and what their responsibility is. And I'm going to let them know right away. I want written policies beginning immediately, and I want frameworks of what you say is going to be done. The biggest problem we also have, and I hear people talk about this budget, is yes, the Prime Minister could make a bunch of whole flowery announcement about they can do airports, they can be this, they can do whatever.
Yeah.
What I need to know is this. When you say you're going to spend $1 billion for the roads, I have no problem with that. Can you tell me what the total cost is so I can see what percentage of the roads you're addressing?
What do you mean not total cost? Or how many roads they're doing so you can know what?
No, I want it's called a need assessment.
I got you.
See, so you get in everything in the budget where we say we're going to do more schools, we're going to do roads, we're going to do this, we're going to do park. There's a need assessment that tells me. So when you say, I got $40 million for the park, I need to know that technically we need $100 million, but you only have 40 towards it. And that's how we assess progress, whether it is, because what happens is you could manipulate the budget in whatever you want, to say whatever you want, by neglecting the things that has to be done. So people celebrate partial accomplishments or partial goals, and that's the problem we have. Because from my estimation, we need about $5 billion a year in taxation to carry the country to get us to where we want. The problem with that is that we haven't grown the economy to the effect that we can get the taxes from that without just taking more from less.
Yeah.
Okay, now the second person is these indictments. Very short on this one. I want people to understand. It said, we go to the first one, right? It says, Royal Bahamas Police Force Officers, plural.
Yeah.
Royal Defense Force Officers, plural, even though it's only one and one, but it said plural, right? It then says politicians and high-ranking government officials. These are plurals, not one. So when we start looking for number one, the problem is that when you start looking for P1, right, which is politician one, you have to understand as this investigation goes on, P1 can become CC. The P1 means politician one. The CC means cooperating conspirator or cooperating co-conspirator. So you could change positions by just beginning to cooperate, and then you're demanding P1, and that person may now be cooperating because it names more than one P, P1, 2, 3, 4. And so it names more than multiple CCs. And it also names multiple CIs, confidential enforcement. Then it also names CSs, which is confidential sources. And so when we begin to look at this, you see a case being built over the years as people begin to CYA. You know what that stands for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, look at this. I go to the hospital. I want to say the $700 million. I want to go to Cuba. And then the $700 million, right? I spoke to my identical twin brother. And he's saying that, wow, we got $700 million, and people are arguing about it being transferred to this fund. He says that if we have $700 million, couldn't we have just take $250 million from that and build the airport for Grand Bahama? Couldn't we just take the $250 million and pay for the hospital so we don't have to deal with China? And couldn't we just take another $200 million and finish the health campus on Grand Bahama? So why are we taking loans on these monies that adds, literally speaking, hundreds of millions in interest every year that we have to pay, meaning that we have less to do different things. When we have extra money, we can transfer around. It's a matter of priorities.
Exactly.
And then ending in Cuba, when we do a comparative analysis, right, of what potentially could happen in Cuba's opening, we have to be very, very scared. The Bahamas has to be very, very scared because it will suck investments. If Cuba was to open, it would suck investments from the entire Caribbean, more so from the Bahamas. Because when you look at the total landmass, when you look at the beaches and the hills and all of
those things, it's a smorgasbord.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll suck whatever. But let me tell you,
particularly how far behind they are, it would.
Yes. And so
the potential
people are
that's
going
there.
to look for the advantage. And so when you get more bang for the dollar, more interest, more pristineness, because we already see the Bahamas is no longer a destination except for the cruise ports. We have what is called a captured paradise economy in the Bahamas, and no one can tell you what it is. A good example of that, remember the $800 million announcement in Freeport for the Alokaya?
Yeah.
Where did that go? That went from going to be a hotel to being another cruise port beach club.
Yeah.
Another captured paradise. And so we have to be very concerned that we are simply buying buckets for the roof, and we are not having conversation on the economic development of this country for one that has a thriving, inclusive, resilient, sustainable ownership and opportunity economy for the Bahamians. And so we need to stop allowing the politicking to distract us and simply ask, where are you in the picture when you see the Bahamas? And so if your argument is simply that you could sustain yourself on government, but government is having less and less, your reality is going to be a shakeup, because if Donald Trump is successful with Cuba, I could rest assured. The good thing is, for those Bahamians that does not depend on government and understand the new global change in finance, Cuba becomes an opportunity to make hundreds of Bahamian millionaires if you are aware of the changes. But guess what? Those same people who could go to Cuba and be millionaires in a year, 2, 3, could actually be millionaires today if you could get government to give you the written policies on a certain position and give you the framework so you don't have to guess at what is necessary for you to become an owner in your economy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. Ooh, heavy. Call you on there. How you doing? You think you can wait for me, caller? I blame C. Allen for that one, though. Call back, please. Give me a call back. Interesting. Let me read this text quick. PLPs are political reprobates. I don't know why we are beating our gums. They would commit murder and wouldn't resign. Just go along with the flow we accept. I can't let you say that. I can't let you say that. Because that ain't, I mean, you can have your political views and that's fine, but I can't let you say that. Because I could tell you examples of PLP cabinet ministers who resigned. All right. Okay. In this, okay. In this term, they did a little creative resigning, move him around. I walk right into that one. Oh boy, yeah. Some creative stuff. But over the years, they've had people who have to resign. Should Minister of Finance resign? I don't like our country being used as the drugs transitions, but I've seen it. I grew up around it. I've seen it. I've seen what it's done to people in my community. I've seen what happened to Chippenham in the 80s. I've seen what it's done. I've seen young men who were not filthy rich, who had a good chunk of money and blew it. Partying and I saw a false economy in our country. I've seen all of that. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm for that. I wouldn't pass judgment on the minister today. I would like to see everything laid out, and everybody who involved, who got anything to do with it, go. But we as a people got to take more interest in our own country. Not because you got up this morning, went to work, and come home now you're been and partying, you don't worry about what's going on in your country, because that could stop. Then you can start worrying. We have to be more involved in the development of our country and give a voice to some things we may not like. It will change. You may not feel it's changing fast enough for you, but it will change. By the grace of God, it will change. But it'll only work if you're involved. It'll only work if you voice your opinion. The text here says, have you seen any PLP resign from Perry Christie government to now? Didn't Shane Gibson resign? Jerome Fitzgerald? Did he? Can't remember. But I hear your point. what we try to accomplish and what I like to do when I do these shows is I need to just to hear what the people of the Bahamas feel. I can give my opinion easy. I can tell you what I think in a half a second. Some of you will like it, some of you won't like it. But I opened a door for you, or a conduit, for you to express how you feel about what's going on in your country. And while I appreciate each and every one of you who call, I need some others to call as well. We have to get involved in our country. This is a medium for you too. This is an opportunity for you to let the public hear more opinions of what's going on in our country and how we better to fix this Bahamas of ours. This is what it's all about. Callie on the air, how you doing?
Yeah, Paulie.
Hey.
How you doing?
All right, you're a little low.
A little low?
All right, your voice. Your voice is a little
Can you hear
low.
me better now?
Yeah, a little better, yeah.
Yeah, Paulie.
Uh-huh.
The Foxhill vulture pick on Candy name the other day, right? We call Candy names, right?
Nah, this the same thing you talked to me about yesterday, almost get me in trouble with now.
No, ain't getting you no trouble.
No, yeah, but you got to be guarded. Listen, you got to be. I cut you if you say the wrong thing. Now you got to be guarded by what you say, please. You can't come with accusations if you cannot prove it, and you can't let you do that to this radio station.
On this radio, when he was talking about the report that she made about Gardner and everything, the report that she made, and everybody knows it, right? He picked on her and he used her name. Well, anyway, I would like to know. Tell me how I get in contact with Candy Dames.
Call 302-2300 and ask to be transferred to her.
Okay, because the Fox, the Pittsdown and me will come out, let them know it coming.
Okay.
I will sit down with her. The
All right.
coming, okay?
That's fine. Okay. Callie on the air, how you doing?
I am doing well. I'm doing well.
Well, you sound very low today. That's them, Mr. Producer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, a little echo there on you.
Okay.
Listen to your phone, not to the radio.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Well, I just saw something that I think it's about time, and I hope that the Bahamian people govern themselves when they're making these solicit statements that they have no proof for and no evidence for. I saw Mr. Latre Rami, on behalf of the Prime Minister's office, apply to IRCA for a specific individual and station.
He did that to me too. So all right.
And I say that because we in the Bahamas believe that we can say anything. That's from either side of the fence. PLP, F&M, whatever, whoever, COI, and have no concrete evidence that they could present, because we believe we can say anything and do anything when we feel like.
So let me ask you.
And I think
go ahead.
I'm glad that happened, because now and I hope they continue to do it, because it's going to set a precedent.
Writing IRCA, all he is doing is writing a complaint to IRCA, and IRCA has to review that. Why don't you just file a lawsuit?
Well, did you read the end part of that statement?
Read it for me.
It says that they right to consider.
Say that word again. Consider. Why don't they just do it? Why are you considering?
Well, hey, there's a procedure, and they want to do it that way.
But when you go to court, everything come out, right?
Hey, brother, listen to what I said. They know what they're doing.
Listen, you're right, IRCA. I understand what they're doing, because he wrote it on me too. All right,
okay,
fine, but if he's egregious, if he's saying that if he's wrong, if he's lying, he's giving misinformation, file a lawsuit one time.
Why you don't think that's in the process?
Consider. You can do it. You don't have to put it in the process. Just go ahead and do it, and let's see. But let the chips fall where they may. Correct.
Anyway, you'll see what's going.
All right, I can wait to see. Thank you, my brother. I can wait to see. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Purley. This is me again. I spoke with you yesterday. What I have problems with, right? The callers like the caller who just called. If you have issues, right? For example, why is it that the PFD is not trying to find out or fix the registry. I don't know if they're doing. I'm just asking.
Well, I mean, the election just over, so what they have to do their postmortem, and I guess they will announce something soon.
Yes, I understand, but let me continue.
Okay.
What happened is, why is it the plane crashed and that's a nothing burger? Okay? Why is it that you could borrow money on the Bahamian people's behalf, but the Bahamian people are not entitled to know these things?
Yeah.
Why is it that when you ask intelligent questions on these talk shows, people try, again, I could say, bulldoze you? It's like you cannot open your mouth to ask, why would you live in a society if we are not a dictatorship? And we cannot ask questions, why do we just push these things aside? And we allow people to change the narrative. And they won't tell us what we should think.
And
you can imagine if God had made everybody to think alike.
No creativity.
No creativity.
Yeah.
So what are we doing in this country, man? We just letting it be because of party politics. Our country is going to hell in a handbasket. And we having a jolly good time, some of us who are benefiting in some way. Okay? We need to stop the nonsense. And we need to look out for our children or whatever, because when something happens in the country, the U.S. do something, it can affect all of us. And like we know, some of these people who get their millions, they're gone. Some of them who could travel and get around the U.S. arms of law, they're gone somewhere. So when we come on this radio station, I'm tired of people sometimes have an opportunity to listen. I'm looking to be enlightened and educated. But when you have people every day on a talk show just talking water and talking stupidness on their party's behalf, especially the governing party, it is annoying and it's a nuisance because we need to run the country properly.
We do need to run the country properly, and we do hope that this government do some right things to correct some of the problems. But if not, the venue is here for people like you and others to come in and keep the fire to the feet.
I agree.
Because if not, if we just sit there and keep shut up and don't say nothing, then what you think will happen?
Clearly, I retired now, so I got all the time in the world. I work for the government. I worked for the government for almost 40 years, so now I'm retired.
All right, so I'd like to hear from more of you, please.
So thank you.
All right, brother. Take time. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, what's that, brother?
All right, here. What's that?
That caller, man. The one right before the last one.
Uh-huh.
Man, I used to like listening to them and used to have some things to share, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's so obvious now, he must have gotten a contract from the government or getting a contract from the government. Because he seems to, anytime someone says something what they feel, which is their opinion, he always seems to bash.
Yeah.
Furthermore, anyone can apply to IRCA for someone saying something with them. But you got to prove that.
Yeah.
And if they had proof, it wasn't going to IRCA. It's going straight to court. So tell them go sit down and sit small, man.
Okay.
Stop calling these radio stations.
No, you got to call. I like when he call and give his opinion. I want everybody to give both sides give their opinion, you know. I want you to give your opinion. I don't want you to, don't be afraid. I can let you call. We can have a nice conversation. I ain't going to be rude to you. Tex says, Burley, come on, man. Fred did pick on Candida Games, bro. I watched the clip again early this morning on Facebook, so they all is be, man. And Z-Lang had to talk about it also. Pearly, it goes for Naughty and MJ. Y'all don't listen to your own colleagues on air. When you listen, I listen to everyone on the air every day. If I might miss a day here or there, but I listen. I didn't dispute anything that was said. I just know why I told that caller to be guarded. C. Allen spoke of the $1 billion in taxes we need, but why is taxes the only revenue source our government depends on? We were wrong to get rid of our revenue-generating public services. Singapore and China generate revenue from government-owned agencies. Developing countries should never privatize such entities. We need to stop allowing these governments from creating a nation of taxation. We need to demand renationalization of our essential services. So you mean we take back over the telephone and we take back over BPL? That's what you're calling for, Mr. Texter? I asked Johnny 2 times why didn't they keep their PLP trolls on a leash all over social media, cussing people but over nonsense and trying to bully individuals. who speak out against this no-good administration. Pearly play hold their feet to the fire by KB. Interesting. Call you on the air. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Listen, I just want to say one thing to the Bahamian people. Mr. Michael Tintard spent 4 years pressuring the PLP about lack of transparency and accountability. And the people still voted the PLP in. So remember, if you voted for something that you know fair well was not fair, now you have to live with that. It's unfortunate. This is how countries go again. This is how countries become very corrupt, and people have to take a boat to go to another country to make it.
Interesting. I hear your point. Thank you very much. With that being said, we're going to take a break and get into the news. So happy to be here filling in for Naughty today. Hope you feel better soon, Naughty. But this is Pearly on the Talking Heads Friday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We're going to take a break, get the news when we come back. Oh, the Spurs. Oh, them Spurs. Oh, them Spurs. We'll be right back.
We've got pimps in the pulpit, taking a fall for every dime. Pimps, yeah, they pimpin', and it should be considered a crime. Now they want to know how your money's spent. Some don't even care if you can't pay your rent. 10%, that's how it's always been.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, want to step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place, is your place.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Nazi and MJ is brought to you by Burger King, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
And welcome back to Talking Heads Friday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's time to talk sports. And I got my main man hanging on for a second. We'll pull him in 1 second, but let's get right into today. That's Sancho I'm talking about, Stat Boy. Let's get into today in sports history. Today is Friday, May 29th, 26th. Happy birthday to my good friend, Denari Roll. I ain't going to say his age because I know you don't want to go down the road, but happy birthday, Denari. God bless you. Today in sports history, in 1911, the first running of the Indianapolis 500 took place. Ray Harron won the race. In 1916, the New York Giants won their 17th consecutive road game. In 1922, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that organized baseball was a sport not subject to antitrust laws. In 1962, Buck John O'Neill became the first black coach in Major League Baseball when he accepted a job at the Chicago Cubs. In 1965, Ralph Boston set a world record in broad jump of 27 feet 4 3/4 inches in a meet held in Modesto, California. In 1965, Dick Allen of the Philadelphia Phillies hit a 529-foot home run out of the Connie Mack Stadium. In 1977, A.J. Foyt won the Indianapolis 500 for the fourth time. Also in 1977, Janet Guthrie became the first woman to race in the Indianapolis 500. She finished 29th. And again in 1977, Sue Press became the first woman golfer to hit consecutive hole-in-ones. In 1984, the Boston Red Sox retired number 9, Ted Williams, and number 4, Joe Cronin. In 1985, in Brussels, Belgium, at Heysel Stadium, a concrete retaining wall collapsed and 39 people were crushed or trampled to death. More than 400 people were injured. The soccer event was the European Championship Cup final. In 1990, Ricky Henderson stole his 893rd base. He broke Ty Cobb's record. In 1992, Tim Raines of the Chicago White Sox stole his 700th career base. And finally, in 2001, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that disabled golfer Casey Martin could use a cart to ride in the tournament. In the PGA tournaments, you walk from hole to hole. So he argued and won that he could ride in the cart because he couldn't walk. He could walk, but he couldn't sustain that kind of walk. The way a team plays as a whole determines its success. You may have the greatest bunch of individual stars in the world, but if they don't play together, the club won't be worth a dime. That's Babe Ruth's quote of the day. Interesting. Let's get right onto the home front. Oh boy, in the sports. Final set at high school nationals. LCIS girls looking to repeat another trying to break through. So look like the schools them way out west taking over soccer. Laifiki International School won yesterday and Windsor won. So Laifiki International Senior girls now looking to repeat. And Windsor also is looking to move on. Pony Championship to be held in the Bahamas. Pony Baseball, Caribbean and Latin American Championship will be here June 4th to the 9th. I'm going to be there. That should be some good. Under 14 baseball, some good talent we got here. So I look forward to that. And show jumper Smith competes in the U.S. and doing very well. It's Lynn. Casey Lynn, yeah. She's doing pretty good. Congratulations, Casey Lynn. So hanging on in there. The one, the only one of Statboy. Statboy, how you doing?
Going on, Earl of Pearl, everything good?
I'm so good. I'm good, my brother. You all right?
I'm doing good.
So before we get into it, because I know we're going to get into some things, let's take this caller, and then we'll get right into what we're going to get into. Call you on the air.
Hey, Brady.
Yes, sir.
Man, so many people don't know the difference between sports.
I know what you mean.
They don't know that jumping and sailing is a sport.
Well, it's a competition, so yes.
They sport is only baseball, basketball, and softball, and things like that.
Well, our national sport is sailing.
But jumping is a sport. It's when you're trying to win, right?
I would think so, yes.
Yeah, you going on the base to the Sox is trying to be the volley boy.
Which volley boys? But I understand.
And then Dr. John, what did the Johnson, the barber, the sailing barber.
The late, the great Eliezer Johnson, the sailing barber.
Ain't that a sport?
St. Valentine's Day Massacre, that's to be here.
Why naughty them always believe that sport is only Lakers and...
No, we don't believe that. We believe all sports. We may put emphasis on those sports, but that don't take away from sailing and Long Island Regattas coming up next week when and particularly we'll be giving some reports from that in the Guardian to our great sports writer, Sheldon Longley will be giving updates on that. And we'll also talk a little bit about the regatta on the show.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to say, I can do this thing because they've been calling me lately.
Uh-huh.
I just got a call from the cabinet office.
Okay, they will make you minister.
No, listen, I got a call from the cabinet office today.
Uh-huh.
My mother, Gwendolyn Mercedes Joy, Lynn Spin the Fountain, was the woman that gave Gus Cooper the first sponsorship money.
For the Valley Boys, yes.
Hold on. 16 pounds, a box of cowbells, and a box of whistles to start the Valley Boys in Kenwood Street East.
Okay.
She's never been honored yet from 1958. Now the cabinet office is calling me to ask me information on my mother.
Wonderful.
All of those people who've been honored all over the government house and everything, because they belong to some church, some political party and everything.
Uh-huh.
Gwendolyn, Mercedes, Joy, men spend the float, and my mother has never been honored yet.
Well, now she's going to get her flowers and praise God.
I don't know. They're calling me.
All right, but keep me posted on it, okay? That's wonderful news because he talks about that quite a lot, and I'm happy to hear that they're calling him probably to do something with the Queen, maybe the Independence Honors or something. So let's keep our fingers and cross and keep in prayer. So, Starboy, what's been going on?
Ain't nothing, man. I want to talk about one game in particular though that I watched last night.
Go ahead. We'll get right into that right away today. We'll talk some baseball and football later. Get right into it. Go ahead. Because I know you will say I told you so. Go right ahead.
Well, no, I can't say I told you so because I wasn't completely confident. I was thinking that the Thunder could close it out, but I knew what I'd seen before. They're not great in Game 6s.
Okay.
They're not great in these closeout situations. So
okay.
I wanted to see what the Spurs that lack of experience. And none of that mattered last night because that was from start to finish.
Yeah, they came out from start. Yeah,
straight belt. Wemby, like I said, was gonna have to dominate. He dominated. He had 28 and 10 with the 2 steals and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
What's his name played very good off the bench. Very good minutes for him. Dylan Harper, Ron Harper's son.
Yeah.
I believe he had either 22 points or might have had 18 points in 22 minutes. He was on fire. Devin Vassell gave you 4 threes. Castle gave you 17 and 9 assists. That was pure team basketball last night, and OKC was never in rhythm.
So you think they could repeat that tomorrow night?
That's going to be the tough part because this is going back to Oklahoma City. It's going to really depend on a lot of things. First, I want to see who the referees are going to be in that game because this was a good officiated game last night. Tony Brothers and that crew can't be back on for tomorrow night. That just can't happen.
But you're not going to keep SGA to 15 points tomorrow night either.
Well, he's not been shooting the greatest though, and he wasn't getting to the stripe as much tonight.
But he had 32 points in the win the other night.
16 of them were free throws. Now
it's still 32 points though.
When you take away the 16 free throws, now what do you get?
So he was able to get to the line, which is just as good as putting in a bucket. So now they got to keep him off the line.
Right, exactly like they did in this game. And just
you only had 3 free. That's not gonna happen. 3 free throws. That's not gonna happen again.
It won't because they'll be at home, so they're gonna get some home cooking. But they just kept them completely out of their rhythm all night. Chet was terrible defensively. Chet was all right on the offensive glass, and I think he had a double-double maybe. But Chet, I saw Champagny just drive by and lay up on him.
Yeah, but that double-double, that was 10 and 11. That's okay. That's 11.
Yeah, but it's not like one of those where like Chet has way more potential to be better than that. I saw Vassell block his dunk and then push him and then talk trash in his face. He has to get some form of physicality and toughness and edge to his game and his mental, man, because that was not great. J-Dub played last night, Jalen Williams. He did, but they used him in 3-minute spurts. They didn't really use him how he could be used. He was rusty. It showed. He didn't have a good shot. His handle was off, and that's the rust that comes with not playing. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think they held Caruso to 7 points, so that's interesting as well.
Because I thought, for them to keep in this game, Caruso would have to get his buckets, but his shot wasn't falling like it was falling.
He only took 7 shots. He went 3 for 7. He only took 7 shots.
He couldn't get into a rhythm because he was never shooting. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Hartenstein started out well. He finished kind of shaky. Cason Wallace was good last night when I was watching him play, hitting his corner threes, playing great defense. Yeah. But they just were never able to get into a full shooting rhythm.
Yeah,
they never were. And Shea was never able to get into his rhythm, and they just got the energy was just too much, and they just got blown off the court at one point.
Yeah, Shea was he's 6 for 18. That's not
That's a tour date, man. That's June 18th. That's a tour date, and that run that they went on in the third. It was the third quarter, and the Thunder didn't score a point for maybe 8 minutes. I want to say. and the score was 64-72, so an 8-point game. Thunder went on a 20-0 run, and that was the game right there.
Yeah.
That was it. They could never recover from that.
Yeah, because the scoring in the fourth quarter was that basically bucket for bucket.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but still was never able to recover, and they lost by 27. So we have the best 2 words in sports, Game 7. This is, I was praying for this when I started to see these 2 teams separate in the West, and we got it. This is one of the best series I've watched in a while.
Okay, you like this?
Good while.
Let's see what our caller got to say. Caller, you on the air. How you doing?
Stock, what's
what's
going
up,
on?
Muff? What's up?
Hey, Stock, I agree with you what you say just now, 100% with. But let me ask you and something. You all think it was the Charlotte Mount outfit with Yambi come to the game in? all I hope
What was that?
Non-stem put on connect for it.
What was that?
If I decided to throw in the Spurs owner, I go buy 10 tickets and send 10 of them nuns to OKC. In that game. I let them put the holy water on Connect and Yambi this lap because they could need it for that game. Hey, that game 7 tomorrow night. Got to think of it. Like I tell you all yesterday, Vassell got to be on with the trees. Castle got to cut down them turnovers. And
he did.
Champagne had 1 or 2 trees. Fox ain't do nothing. Fox was he had 5 points.
No, that's what surprised me too.
And what happened in this game too? San Antonio bench outscore OKC bench for the first time in this series.
Yes.
That too. And what Stark said too earlier, what other team could hold OKC to 8 minutes without scoring, man? Which other team in the NBA could do that?
Nobody's doing that.
Nobody had 20-0 run. They had a 20-2 run. Come on, man.
That's
Boy,
my
that
question.
game tomorrow night.
You think they get to do that 2 nights in a row?
The other things out and everything. Yeah, man. Hey, first, let me end with saying this. To all the PLPs, you all should be glad the punch closed down, but you all should be glad Ivan Johnson dead because he'd take the gloves off for you all. All right, have a nice weekend, players.
We in the sports segment, man.
But he true though. Boy, listen, the punch was something that people look forward to.
Oh yeah.
Was Monday and Friday? It was a Monday and Thursday. Sorry.
I remember that paper being around, man.
Yeah, but page 3 was a lot of our specialty page.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just got this text say Barnes B-Day tomorrow and be leashing him out tomorrow. 5 more wins to go and we can rest.
Well, Barnes isn't going to be getting the playing time you think he's going to be getting unless you're getting blown out or you're blowing the Thunder out. So no, not happening. But yeah, maybe I'll get a birthday win. That'll be good for the Spurs.
That would be good for the Spurs as well, for real. But I don't know. It's gonna be tough to put 2 games back to back like that on the Thunder. It's gonna be tough to hold the whole SGA to 15 points 2 games in a row. It's gonna be tough to go on a 10-0, let alone a 20-0 run against them again 2 games in a row. And it's equally tough to beat them at home. So that's. It really don't matter to me which of those 2 because this year I'm going with the Knicks in the NBA Finals. I'm
surprised. Man.
I'm jumping the conferences and I'm going with the Knicks. I just have this feeling that the Knicks has fought so long over the last few years, getting beaten each round and battling hard in the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
To get their opportunity this year, I just believe that they can surprise the whole NBA world.
Now they have 1 more round to get beaten before they get all the experience, and that's the finals. So it's that time.
We'll see. But I just have a feeling that they'll take it. I think it'll be interesting to watch the Thunder in terms of the way they play and the Knicks players. I think similar, and then I think it'll be interesting to see how they match up with the Spurs. So all being interesting, it'll be interesting to watch, and it don't bother me either way.
Nor does me, but if the Spurs win, I know who I'm rolling with. If the Thunder win, I'm indifferent at that point. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting to see if they can complete the back-to-back. Can the Spurs, 3 years after drafting Wemby, get a title? Because it's so interesting how it parallels to 27 years ago. Should the Spurs win, the Spurs' first championship in their history, New York Knicks in 1999, they won in 5, and Tim Duncan, the second-year player, was named the Finals MVP on a team with David Robinson. It was quite interesting. Kickstarted their dynasty and kickstarted the career of the greatest power forward of all time. And now we're witnessing Wemby, who has all the limitless potential physically, skill-wise. He's a great player. if this could kickstart his career, or could the Knicks finally break that? What's it called? It's been 53 years. I think it's been 53 years. Yeah, the last time they won was in 1973. So it's been 53 years since they won a championship.
Let me ask you this: you thinking the Spurs winning kickstarts Wemby career? I think his career already kickstart.
No.
I think from day one in the league.
The greatness of it.
Okay.
Because it's so quick, because you would expect, Shea won his first title 7th year.
Okay.
Kobe's a little bit different, but Kobe is the main guy. He won in 09 and 010.
Okay.
Finals MVP and had been an MVP. It takes time for greatness.
Magic.
Jordan, it took 7 years.
Magic.
See, Magic's different. Magic is the greatest point guard ever still. I mean, Curry's good. Magic is that guy. And he had Kareem, and he had good pieces on that team, because that's when Jerry Buss took over.
Kareem was hurt when he won his first
I
title.
know Kareem was hurt when I know. I'm just saying the team around him had already, helped to get them there. But Magic showed up in a huge way in that Game 6, had 42, 15, and 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers. But, it takes greatness takes time for a lot of great players.
It sure does.
It took Jordan 7 years.
Jordan went through 6 years before he won his first title, correct?
It took LeBron 9 years and 2 teams. Yeah, Jordan won in his 7th season, because he won in the 1990 to 91 season against the Lakers. That kick-started him. Steph Curry, it took him 6 years. Yeah, it took him 6 years to win his first ring. Kick-started him. Greatness takes time, but for Wemby and the Spurs, who did it quickly, if Wemby could get this done quickly, it'll really be impressive.
All right,
because he is the guy. But we'll have to see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Let's take this call. Call you on there. So you couldn't wait. Interesting. No, he is the guy. He's brought us a particular skill set. It's almost like as a 6'9" point guard came into the league, which was totally different. I think Wemby is a comparison to that in some way, to saying that he can shoot the three, he can dribble the ball, he can pass the ball, he can take he can post you up. I mean, that's what you call generational talent. I guess they call it Hemi Rowan and call it back. Call you on the air.
No, that wasn't me, Pearly. I know who that was.
Okay, Mr. You're not just want to say 2 words.
What's going on with Naughty and MJ? What's up?
Naughty's a little under the weather, and MJ being the good wife and babying him. So hopefully he'll be back on his press box with us Sunday at 11 a.m. and back next week, Monday.
All right, good stuff. I hope you be well. Listen, Stat Boy.
What's up?
Stat Boy, you said that so casually. If Wemby could get this done quickly, get what done quickly? Listen,
win a championship.
Tomorrow night, right? Tomorrow night, as much as I appreciate MJ and the team she pulled for, tomorrow night, OKC can blow San Antonio out.
Yeah, blowout is a bit crazy. The blowouts have come from San Antonio in the series.
Blowout. And then OKC can come and they can sweep the New York Knicks.
Okay.
The Knicks can get swept.
We got this. We can remember this. I don't want you to duck out now.
Producer, please tape this and send this to us so we could,
And if you guys been watching the game, each game, if you've been watching, it's either a team win close or blow out. It was either win close or blow. Just like how San Antonio blew OKC out last night in San Antonio, this is what's going to happen tomorrow in OKC. It's going to be a blowout.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen. It will not shock me in the least bit. Because I really think it's going to be a Knicks Thunder, and I think the Knicks can take it in 6.
Yeah.
The margin of victory.
What you say? The Knicks in the what?
In 6. In
no,
6.
The Knicks don't stand a chance against OKC.
All right.
No, they don't.
All right.
No, man. Come on, Stat Boy.
They still regular season. Let's see what happens.
I want you guys to match up player to player for me right now. Player to player.
I hear your point. My whole gut feeling is the Knicks have been through the gauntlet. They've been on the rough side of the mountain. All right, and I think they have the experience of getting close. While Thunder does as well. But
I just think what division they won in?
It doesn't matter. They've been in the East, and they battled the East when it was tough. They battled the East when and some people like Statboy think they had an easy road to the finals.
The West is a different beast.
I just have a gut feeling. Not that I just have a gut. Something that's saying it to me, and I maybe could be right, could be wrong. If I'm right, I can tell you I'm right. If I'm wrong, I can be the man and say, well, I was wrong.
Yeah, that's a different beast altogether.
Let's wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Chris Berman always says that is why we play the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, thanks,
y'all
Mystery.
take
Good to
care,
hear your voice, brother. Let's take our first
Take care,
break.
Mystery.
Let's take our first break. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 as the Talking Heads Friday with your boy Pearly and Stat Boy here, chopping up a little bit of sports. When we get back, we can touch on the MLB a little bit and get into some football, some interesting stuff going on out there. We'll be right back.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
If you set people's seats on edge every time you step on the brakes, it's time you visit Muffler World on Mackey Street. They can take your brake rotors off, and if there's anything left, machine them shiny. Then their technicians will install new pads, and before you know it, you'll be able to stop without people calling social service on you. Muffler World can replace the whole package, including hoses, master cylinders, and more. For first-class brake work, stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street. Open Saturdays 8 till noon.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Join me, Naughty, Earl the Pearl, and the rest of the crew from the Press Box each and every Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM as we talk sports. All of the Major League sports, Major League Baseball, the NFL, and the NBA each and every Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on Guardian Radio. It's the Press Box. All the sports, all the time. See you on Sunday.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape. A Carib-Greek fusion born right here from juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
Listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
And welcome back to Talking Heads Friday. As we move into the last segment of our show, we got an interesting Final 15 with Rich Eisen. He's going to talk a little bit of Shohei Ohtani. He's going to talk about Joe Burrows, Lamar Jackson, and it would be kind of interesting to hear what he has to say. But Stat Boy is here with me. Stat Boy, before we get into some more conversation, let me read these couple of texts. Good evening, you Chippingham Dodger. If you go with the New York Knicks, and I hope you follow the Yankees, though, with what's new from the Laker world. This text, it likes to mess with me because I like Jazz Chisholm thinks I like the Yankees.
Yeah.
You know, that's just love for my homeboy. Good day, Pearly. Tim Duncan got his own first year of, if I could remember correctly. The Spurs have a record of doing that, get it done quick. But I would say, even though people try to put Tim Duncan name with Kobe Bryant, since they had the same amount of championships, they didn't win the championship the same way. Got his first one with David Robinson. Kobe got his with Shaq. But the difference is Kobe and company was able to win back-to-back almost twice. Interesting.
I mean, Spurs won over the decade, though. 99, 03, 05, 07.
Yeah, yeah.
They sustained it. They were a threat every year.
They were in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, and Western Conference Finals, second round, they made those good runs.
Okay, all right. So yesterday was a quiet day in MLB baseball.
It was.
The only couple of teams played. I see that the Blue Jays picked up a half a game on the Rays. There's only 8 games out now. But there was some interesting talk about some possible trades, and there's 2 names that keeps popping up, and I'm finding one of them very interesting, that Mike Trout could be on the trade block.
Oh, I love it.
He could be on the trade block. He does have a no trade clause in his contract, so he would have to approve where he goes. But that is kind of interesting, that because I think when his contract is up, the Angels going to lose him anyway, so they may as well make a move and get some young prospects.
And I know exactly where he's going to go.
Well,
right to the pinstripes.
You really think so?
Because y'all.
No, but the Dodgers won't go after him.
I'll tell you why. Because you're going to go for Skubal.
Yeah.
Which is going to likely still make y'all pretty unbeatable.
Yeah.
He wants to win. We're in a winning team mode.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays have fallen back. The Seattle Mariners have severely fallen back.
Yeah.
And the Rays look good for now, but in the long haul, in the postseason, you could play alongside, hopefully, a healthy enough Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, Josh Chisholm, Cody Bellinger, all these guys.
Yeah, but so where do you put so it actually for you to try to get Trout, put Stanton on the trade block or out of the picture?
It's quite possible, and
because he can't play. Okay, so definitely he can be a DH because who you can put on the bench? You put him in.
Right.
You put him in center. Grisham still there? No, eh?
Grisham, I believe, is still there with the Yankees.
Okay, so you put him. So most likely he'll be the DH because he is injury prone. But he got a great glove now. He's got a great glove. He's a 5-tool player.
Have to be. Yeah, he is, but he's gonna have to be the DH at this point in his career.
So that means Stanton is on his way out. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he goes there. Could go to the Cubs.
He's not going to approve to go to any losing team. This is the best chance to win now and offer you that in the MLB.
No, if he goes to Toronto, he makes Toronto that much better.
Yeah, but what's Toronto doing right now, though? Can they dig out of that hole?
8 games back in May? Yeah.
They could. And we'll see how it goes down the stretch. Weren't
you, how far you were back? You were 4.5, 5?
Yeah, and we've closed that up. But
that can happen. I've seen people get run down.
We're the Yankees. That's why we already have the same amount of wins as the Rays. They just have 3 less losses because they haven't played the games. They're going to make them up.
But they
play the Angels tonight.
But if you put Trout in Blue Jays uniform, that kind of lets feel that erases that pain of losing Bo Bichette.
Oh yeah, it does. And they would immediately start climbing back, I feel like.
Yeah. So Skubal is in the talks with the Dodgers. The Dodgers got the most to offer. We got the most. We got the best farm system, top 3 farm system. We could offer some things, and with Glasnow not being, we're not sure what's going on with Glasnow and Blake Snell. The Dodgers could pull the trigger because we do run a 6-man rotation.
And Skubal will fit right in perfectly.
Right in there.
Just the talent that he has and what he can do, the arsenal that he has with.
You imagine Game 1 of the World Series, Ohtani. Game 2, Yamamoto. Game 3, Skubal. You could be 3 nothing by time you get to game.
And it could be done and dusted right there. Because this is not even accounting for the offense.
Yeah, exactly.
Shohei pitches on hits. He still does that.
Yeah. And he pitched 6 innings of no-hit baseball that night, couple of nights ago. Hit a home run.
Yep.
He is the best player in baseball, whether you like it or not. He is the best player in baseball by far.
That's why I'm hoping every whoever does those spells or whatever puts a hex on the Dodgers this year, man, because I don't want to see a 3-peat.
The only thing could stop the Dodgers from 3-peating is injuries. That's the only thing.
Exactly.
Injuries.
So I don't want to wish injury on the Dodgers because if y'all get beat, I do want it to be like fair and square. Y'all get beat. Like let's play the game. Let's not have what ifs about it.
But we lost. Teoscar's out. He's out. He pulled the hamstring. So I think he's.
Yeah, I believe Kike got hurt too.
Kike tore an oblique, so he's gone for. But he came out had went 4 for 4 in his first 4 at bats and like couple of base hits in 2 games, and he came off and came around home plate, and that was it. Delia. So he's a break. So Teoscar's out. So what's it doing is the Dodgers are going to be call up one of their top outfielders. Give him an opportunity to be on the field. Hassan Kim will get more playing time. We brought up another Franklin brought him up to see what he can do. So,
Nice. Yeah, and y'all got a great farm system with a lot of talented guys.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried, I'm not too worried at all. I'm not too worried.
Yep. Even though the Braves right now off to a very, very hot start in MLB, they are rolling right now at 38-19.
They are playing great baseball, and they're a really good team. Their problem too is depth, because if the injuries have hurt them, and they haven't been able to, So that would be the only concern. That's the only concern with the Braves, that they will play great regular season, but that really hurts them.
Exactly.
That puts a lot of pain on them. Text says Mike Trout will be in center. Guzman on the bench. Let's go Yankees. Get well, the naughty one. You Yankees. Yes, LeBron will finally be gone from LA. Praise be. Hopefully. So before we get out of here, let's touch on what's going on. Any new news on your one and only Ravens?
Interesting with them is that I'm starting to hear nothing confirmed by any big news reporters or anything like that, but there's swirlings that we could make a move to land A.J. Brown in Baltimore.
Go ahead.
The favorite are obviously the Patriots to land him, but I'm hearing that with the pieces that we got back from the failed Max Crosby deal, we could throw in some of them or some other things and make things shake to get a real outside threat for Lamar Jackson, which, I feel like AJ's prime years are starting to get behind him a little bit, but you never know. Maybe a change of scenery could be good for him.
Okay.
And it would be a great...
Yeah, I see the fella's making a big deal with Jason Dart going to President Trump's event. And
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart,
Giants quarterback. Yeah.
Made that statement, and one of his teammates say, "What the going on here?" And he had to
it was Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter.
Both of them, eh?
Those edge rushers for the Giants. Those are the guys who are on your defense. And you never want... it's not like his offensive line were to really alienate them, but it's still teammates of yours. And this is something that, could have some locker room swirlings. Nothing crazy, of course, but the disconnect is already there, which Harbaugh has to work to nullify this. And we already know John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh, those are Donald Trump guys. They've been to the White House. They always show up and, show their support. Those are Donald Trump guys. They respect the president, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And so this that could be very interesting for the Giants' chemistry off the rip. We haven't even played a down of football yet for the season.
And then they had a big injury. The wide receiver kick returner Gunnar Olszewski or something like that, if I pronounce it right. Olszewski, right?
Olszewski, yeah. I got you. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
He started off with it. So you think he tore his Achilles? But the Giants
already
in the good news for the Giants, they've signed all their draft picks already.
Which is good, yeah.
Which is good. The Dolphins haven't signed anyone yet. So I don't know what's going on there.
Nobody signed in Miami?
Wow. No, not yet. But they've committed and agreed. We're just waiting on some money to free up with the Tyreek Hill's release as of June 1. So on the weekend, the money will release. $20 million will come to the pot, so they'll be able to pay them
those guys up. Yep.
Miami's taking a big hit this year to free up plenty money next year.
And that's part of the rebuild.
Yeah, and that's part of the rebuild. So you got to free up the money. You got to take some hits. They decided to take the Tua hit one time, get that off the books right away. He goes down to Atlanta, so he'll be coming to Miami to play in, I forget, week 4 or 5, somewhere around there. So
it would be funny if that's one of them.
Wouldn't that be? We sack him about 3 times.
It would be the funniest thing.
And we sack him about 3 times. So you see why we got rid of him?
Yep, it would be the funniest thing if that happens. I could see it happening too, because Atlanta's so talented, but that team they just haven't figured it out for years.
I see C.J. Stroud saying he think he's held his bargain up and he should get Texas should give him an extension. How do you feel about that?
No. 100% disagreed, and I hate to say it because he played for my Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah,
he's an alumni. But after last season you had some injuries in the regular season. That's one thing. That's understandable. Injuries happen. Davis Mills looked good while he were out. Granted, they had a great defense to help him hold it down. But in the playoffs, when you have these multi-turnover games, and you are the reason that, because New England, the score, it was 28-16. That game was not as far as the score indicates that it was. That was so competitive for the longest time because Houston's defense was balling too. But when you throw 4 picks and you fumble the ball, and he didn't even play good against Pittsburgh, just stop the Steelers out. You have to prove yourself and prove that you need a contract. This is a prove-it year for you. So if you think you should get an extension, go on the field this season.
They have some confidence in him. They took up his 5th-year option. So he's with them this year and next year.
Exactly.
Under contract. So I think that's the road to extension.
If you want to solidify that, go out this year and have your best year possible. Play great ball, play limited turnover ball. You're on the right track. You cut the dreadlocks off. You've been in the gym. You've been posting your videos. You've been working. All that's good. Now prove it on the field and you'll get your bag.
Okay.
So you don't even need to talk much about it. I don't know why he's talking so much.
I think one of them, another interesting quarterback, the competition to look at is J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray over in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
That should be fun.
Kyler took the route of telling the reporters, that J.J.'s receptive and, he's mentoring him. Kyler's trying to help him out, as any mentor, veteran quarterback would do. J.J.'s answer to reporters was, oh, well, it's just like anybody in school. There's one guy on one side. Ain't nothing really awkward, but that's just what it is. So I don't know where he's going with that. Nye needs to understand and realize he was horrible last year. So you will likely come off the bench and you will have to be mentored. Don't take it personally. This is part of your development.
Yeah, I don't know. He sits on one side and I sit on the other side. And it's the coach's responsibility to teach us some coaches. That's just good. I'm like, come on, what are you talking? Really?
Like why? Why even say that and give the media this impression that there is a disconnect there? Drama you don't need.
I don't know. Well, anyway, we got 1 minute left. Let's look at the picks today. Boy, let's take a couple of baseball games. How you feel about that? All right, let's look at. We won't do all the baseball games. We pick out the Yankees and Athletics. Yankees favorites.
Come on now.
Okay.
Come on now. Pinstripes all day, baby.
Just asking, man. Just asking. The Cubs and the Cardinals. Cubs are favorites in this game.
I like Chicago to win that game.
I like Chicago. Oh, yeah, I like. Oh, back there. I like the Yankees to beat the Athletics. But I like the Cubs to take. The Blue Jays and the Orioles. Blue Jays beat them last night. This could be an interesting game tonight. The Orioles are favorite tonight at home. I like the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays to keep it going. Agreed with you, yeah.
The Padres, and the Nationals coming off getting swept by the Phillies. Actually underdogs against the Nationals in Washington. I like the Nationals tonight. I think the Padres pitching has held them up. Now injuries and their bats are not there. I think they're very vulnerable right now.
They are, but I also think this is a get-right opportunity against a team who is competitive, but I like the Padres to get right tonight and get a win. But it could go either way.
And finally, the Phillies at the Dodgers. You got Zach Wheeler, 47 GP, who's pitching pitching really good. And Wabelski for the Dodgers, who is 6-2, who had a rough outing the last game, but who's been pitching really well. Dodgers are favorites tonight. I like the Dodgers to bring the Phillies back down to earth tonight.
Yeah, I go in with that team, that blue and white team, that team. Yeah, that's what I go in with.
There you have it. Everybody, thank you so much for the calls. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a Talking Heads Friday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I want to say thanks to Stat Boy, my special guest today, who he's just one walking stat machine and can keep us all abreast of what's going on. Thank you so much, Sancho. So thank you to have you join us today. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Have a great weekend. And Naughty, we'll see you at the press box on Sunday at 11 a.m. Sharp, and they'll see you again on Monday.
Naughty back at you, and my free pick of the day brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Today is Friday, and my free pick comes to you from the WNBA. The New York Liberty taking on the Phoenix Mercury. I like the Liberty -3. The Liberty -3. That's my free pick of the day. Play it and win with the Island Game. The game you know, the friends you trust. And the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly.
Turn a trip to Burger King Nassau into a galactic adventure with the Mondo and Grogu Whopper Combo, featuring special shake fries. Whether you're a bounty hunter in training or just here for your way, Burger King Nassau has everything Mandalorian and Grogu related you could want. Grab the toys, the mugs, the crowns, and your crew, and head on down to BK and celebrate Grogu adventure with Burger King Nassau. This is the way.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
What's more likely?
Never say never, but never.
It's What's More Likely on a Friday, presented by Pella Windows and Doors. When it comes to your home, Pella
Yes, sir.
Windows and Doors always have the winning game plan. I'm going to read it right now anyway. That's why your neighbors trust them. Pella.com/Eisen. Okay, here we go. We've been hearing about it forever. June 1st is Monday. The more likely 2026 team for A.J. Brown, the Eagles, Patriots, or the field.
Oh, I'm taking the Patriots. You just wanted me to say it. You just wanted me
Well,
to
look,
say
you're
it.
hearing Chiefs and Rams rumors still. So, you got to put the field in there, Rich Eisen. You don't know. Someone might swoop them in.
I don't think
Adam
so.
Schefter saying the
I don't-
teams are not close on a deal.
Okay. All right. It's just a lot of singing and dancing.
I know.
Singing and dancing right now. I'll still say your Patriots pull it off. But so let me ask you, how do you answer this question?
I mean, I don't want to give up a first-round
you
pick
answer?
for him. Do we have to give up a first-round pick? I don't want to do that.
What do you care? What do you care? It's the second to last pick of the first round, right? You're going to make it again, aren't you? Second to the last pick of the first round. What do you care?
I don't know,
What do
Rich.
you care?
Have you seen Cake May these days? Looks like he put on some weight.
Cake May.
Got some muscle.
Oh, Cake
He's got some
May.
muscle. Cake May.
Two C's.
He is
coined that
apparently in the
yesterday.
field at the He's apparently in the field at the American Century
Oh.
Championship next month.
Oh,
I will
you're
personally
going to see
eyeball
him.
Cake
Okay.
May. I will personally eyeball him. Maybe.
Tell him about our nickname.
So, yeah, I mean at least he's rumored to be in the field. I'll still say if it's the Chiefs, that would be wild. That would be but I don't know. That doesn't sound like something that do.
I know, but we don't know. I mean, Rasheed Rice is
take-
like, what's going on with this guy?
I'll take the Patriots. I'll
Okay.
take the Patriots.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Rich. Not sure if you saw the sound bites from the Minnesota quarterbacks this week. That was interesting.
did.
And
I did.
and weird. And we got some video from Browns camp. More likely to be the more interesting quarterback competition, Cleveland or Minnesota.
Oh, it's Minnesota. Come on now. You're not video is one thing or another about and Shador and Deshaun Watson. It's youngster who got his shot after being drafted in the 5th round with a chip on his shoulder against vet, who the team is already way monetarily invested in and may want to give a shot to for a new head coach. A quarterback whisperer coach who is 1 year removed from being coach of the year, and a young kid who got drafted in the 1st round, seemingly to get a shot, to the point where they let Sam Darnold walk to go win the Super Bowl somewhere else. And then Kyler Murray comes in, and you hear that's being described. It's not like we go out together, we hang out together, we're playing video games together. It's like two teachers in a classroom. I'm on one side of the class, he's on the other side.
It's so bizarre.
Come on now, man. I think you have the answer to that question. There's no doubt about which is more interesting. Certainly, the Vikings are also a team that you feel, if they get the quarterback right, they can win their division and go deep, if not the whole thing.
I wish they were on
Right?
Hard Knocks just to see how weird.
Oh man,
like that
wouldn't
is
that
so
be
awesome.
amazing?
Just to see the classroom setup.
Yeah, just to see how it's set up in the
Be
classroom.
hilarious.
You know what I mean? All right. We've seen Rich Lamar Jackson's back at Ravens camp. He's talking about his contract. He's not talking about his contract. AFC North quarterback to be an MVP finalist this year. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson.
I'll go step up. I'll say how about both?
I knew you were
How
going
about
to do
both?
that. That is not the game.
So
That
then
was
what-
not an option.
What's more likely?
I said two quarterbacks in this topic bar are going to be MVP finalists. Yeah, that's right.
I knew you were going to do that.
I don't know. I'll go obviously with Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson here on that front. I mean, there's Jamar Chase and there's T. Higgins and there's an offense that he's been running. So I know Lamar's won MVP awards with a wide receiver room less decorated than the one that Burrow has. But I'll just take Joe Burrow if I have to choose one over the other. Well, I'm curious to see what the Ravens' new offense looks like for real.
Yeah, agreed.
And they brought in a new OC from the Ben Johnson world, so that's going to be fascinating to watch as well. But for the moment, based on the information I have here on the final Friday of May, I'll go Burrow.
All this talk about A.J. Brown, there are some wide receivers still out there without a team. Free agent wide receiver likely to sign somewhere first. Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel.
Wow.
I'm still shocked these guys are having
Some fantasy legends right there.
Amen to that.
I'm going to dart throw and say I'll dart throw and say Deebo. I'll dart throw and just say him. But that's going to be fascinating because if they're not some sort of everyone's going to go through OTAs. These guys are probably going to go into August.
Yeah, seems like
and that is amazing. But I'll dart throw and I'll say Deebo. I have no idea.
A lot of touchdowns scored between those three guys. All right, Rich. We got a Game 7 this weekend. The most best words in sports, Game 7. But who's more likely to win the NBA Finals? Thunder, Spurs, or Knicks?
Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, say it.
I will say it. Two words. Bing bong.
Yeah.
That's for you, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
That's so
Bing bong.
2021, but we're bringing it back.
And I want that voice text on a text chain sent to everybody after every Knicks win in the NBA Finals. I want it.
I got you.
Okay, I will expect it. I need it. In all seriousness, though, they have their superstar in Jalen Brunson. They've got their two centers, one who can stretch the defense in Karl Anthony Towns. They've got Josh everything. They've got OG Anunoby, who's got a ring already and knows how to do it, who can also rebound and shoot threes. They've got Bridges. They've got a bench deeper than the one they've ever had, and they've got momentum, and they've got an offense on tilt, and a defensive mindset that doesn't appear to be that much different from the Thibodeau years. So why not them? Why not them?
I mean, in all seriousness, if I'm Oklahoma or Texas, I'm scared of those city slickers. All right, I don't know if I want to stay in a hotel in New York. I don't know if a fire alarm might be pulled to those crazy Knicks fans. I'm scared. So they should.
I hear you. My son Cooper, who speaks to a lot of his friends, and they want their hot takes brought to the Rich Eisen show.
I love that.
They were wondering, is Madison Square Garden the greatest home court or field advantage in any sport anywhere? And I thought that was an interesting question to ask. And you could make an argument that it is. Just from its history, and the sounds are different in that building than other ones. But we'll find out. Obviously, we got to see who the Game 7 victor is, and then we'll start really drilling down to matchups. But yeah, I'll go Knicks. I'll go Knicks there.
All right, 2 more, Rich, and then we'll send you on your Kansas City way today. It's the take that won't quit. It's maybe the dumbest thing I've ever said. It was an Overreaction Tuesday. I just want everyone in the comments to have that information.
Okay.
Ohtani did it again the other day. He threw 6 hitless, even though he gave up a run, and hit a home run. So more likely at his next start, Ohtani higher number home runs or runs allowed.
No, hold on a minute. By the way, this is a great question. Are you doing this now to sort of soften the blow of your terrible take? Now,
it was an Overreaction Tuesday, so it's not like an actual take.
Yeah.
Actual take.
It's a take-ish. Except for the fact that even when you're not doing that segment or in front of that microphone, in that chair, in this spot, on this show, you do say these things about Ohtani that he shouldn't pitch anymore off camera? You do that?
They don't need him to win. They don't
that.
need him to pitch to win. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Says you.
I mean,
I'll go more Ohtani home runs. What would it be? Hold on a minute. What would it be? So he's won the last 2 MVP awards in the National League, right?
Yes. I said 2.
Okay.
I said 2 MVPs.
And then before that, he left the Angels as the MVP of the American League, right? So that's 3 MVP awards in a row, correct?
Correct.
For Shohei Ohtani. What would it mean if he doesn't win the MVP award this year, but wins the Cy Young instead?
Oh, that means he should stick to hitting. Like, I mean, what do you mean?
He doesn't win MVP, but he wins Cy Young instead. We will never see this again.
So
ever.
He'd be the best for playing, every 5th day instead of the best for playing every day.
I'll go home runs.
All right, last one. And Shay, I want you to be involved in this one. Rich and Shay, what's more likely to happen first? A legit Lakers championship or Den of Thieves 3?
Okay. When is Den of Thieves? When do we expect to see Den of Thieves 3 in a studio near you, by the way?
I mean, they haven't finished writing it yet. It should be they should finish writing it next year, and then we probably need a year to set up filming. And then after we film it, you need another year. So it's about 3, maybe 2.5, 3 years. So I mean, I'm going Lakers.
Well, hold on a minute. O'Shea Jackson Jr., you're missing, we've glossed over what Brockman is doing here. Do you see the word legit on the screen?
Yeah, I know. He's a hater. He's a hater.
It says
oozing through his
legit
pores.
Lakers title. So he's saying the last one was not legitimate.
Yeah, but that's what the losers say, Rich. That's what the losers say. All right. Now, if he would have made it to the finals and got a championship, we wouldn't hear this nonsense. I don't listen to Brockman. I've learned to tune him out. You've taught me well.
Well, there we go. Well done.
There you go. That's what's more likely. Thank you, Rich.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end.